Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to go full-time with your photo biz. So if you are a photographer and you are trying to figure out how to actually make this thing happen, then welcome. You are in the right place. I'm going to be going over first how to know if you should be doing this full-time and when you are ready to do it, as well as a ton of marketing information that is really important when you're first starting out. So who am I? I'm Kellyanne Jordan. I've been a wedding and portrait photographer for over 16 years. I have learned the ups and downs of running a business, having a family, and keeping things in balance. And now I coach photographers on how to create businesses that actually provide income for them and allow them to have a happy and profitable life. So welcome, you're in the right place if you're trying to figure out how to go from hobby or side gig to full-time business. And let me tell you, it's a lot of work, but it's actually not as hard as you might think. So today, we will be talking all about when you are ready and how to know that you're ready to have a successful, full-time, fully booked photography business. So when I look at things, I see three different types of people who want to go from hobby to full-time. You've got people who don't have a full-time job and people who have been doing this like as a side hustle, and now for whatever reason, you are ready to go full-time. Let's say your kids are finally in school and you have more time, or whatever the reason, you are emotionally ready and you have the time to work on your business. So for you guys, I want to say, wow, that's so awesome. It is definitely go time for you. It is time to dive in. So the second person is somebody who just quit their job or maybe got fired. This is somebody who needs to have income coming in right now. Friend, you probably have a lot more time on your hands and you really need the money. So I want to say it's even more urgent and important to listen to this completely, because I want you to fully understand exactly what you need to do to actually book clients and get them in your door, because you need the money in your pocket now. You have bills to pay. The third person is going to be that person who works full-time. Now, you've been doing photography, you've been doing this for a while, it's just been here and there on weekends and at night, and now you're thinking, you know what, I'd really like to do this full time. I really don't want to be at my job anymore. I'm ready to quit and just go for it. Now, if you are this person, you are in a tricky situation because you are limited on time, but you probably have a little bit more of the financial resources to pour into your business right now. So I want to say to you, before you quit, it's actually best if you can save up money to be able to pay your bills, just in case you don't get things booked out completely. I usually suggest 3 to 6 months worth of money being saved. Now, on top of that, you want to be spending your time investing into your business to set it up for success, and especially into marketing, because before you quit your job, you're going to want to see a fully booked calendar. Now, that's usually about 3 months of bookings, roughly, and that's when you know, hey, you probably got this marketing thing figured out, you're getting bookings, you know how to get more, and that means that you can actually quit your job. Now, being fully booked out means something different to each person. So whatever that means to you, whatever your business plan is, just take a look at it. If it's not 3 months, but it's, X amount of weddings, that's fine. Okay, so now that you know who you are, when you're thinking about going full time, I want to make sure that you have a really solid business plan in place. When I first started taking my business seriously, and this is like 16 years ago, I made a business plan and I ran the numbers and I was like, yep, I'm going to be completely booked out and I'm going to make like $200,000 a year. I just want to make sure that you guys have a reality check. Whatever your money is, whatever your bookings are, just know that, you're not going to stay fully booked out all the time. So it's really good to have a goal in mind as far as what you're trying to book out, and then really look at the marketing and try to book those things. If you don't know how to consistently get bookings, you're not going to stay fully booked out. So the other thing is that I want to make sure that it's really whatever you choose to focus on, that it's really what you want to do, and that you can actually do the work and get it turned around quickly to your clients. Because let me tell you, there is nothing worse than a photographer who is fully booked up at really cheap rates and then can't get the images to the clients. I promise you, those clients will not come back. Okay, so a really good goal when you're first starting out is to aim for about 2 sessions a week. If you can do 3 sessions a week, that's even better because it's more income. So let's say that you have 2 $500 sessions per week that you're trying to book. If you multiply that 1,000 by 50 weeks, you have $50,000 of income, which is pretty great for the first year. I want to ask you, if you only booked half of that, would you be okay? Is $25,000 a year okay with you for the first year? Now, when I'm coaching photography students, I'm all about making $100,000 in 1 year. So I'm hoping that that $25,000 is not okay with you and that you want to do more. But if it is okay with you, then I would say that's a really good sign that you're ready to try to do this on your own and to really push forward with your business, because maybe you don't need a ton of money. You just need some, and you really want to get the business and the marketing nailed down. $25,000 is pretty good for the first year, but if you're not needing more than that to pay your bills, then you're good. For those of you who are like, oh my gosh, that is not enough money, I got news. The first year is hard. People are still just finding out who you are. They don't know what you offer. They don't know what you do. And if your photography isn't top notch, like really high-end photography, you are going to have trouble booking out. And you're probably going to be at an average of 1 session per week, or 2 sessions per week, or 3 if you're not charging what you're worth. If you're actually charging what you're worth, you're going to be closer to 1 session per week. Now, by this I mean, yes, you have to know how good your skills are and what your photography is actually going to sell at, but I also want to encourage you to charge what you're worth from the beginning. If you have really great photography, charge what you're worth, because if you change your rates and like double them next year, you're going to lose pretty much all your clients that you've worked hard to get. They will not be happy with you. So I encourage you to start by getting really great images and then charge what you are worth. Okay, before I dive really deep into the rest of this stuff, that you need to put into place to really make sure that you are booking out right away when you decide to go full-time, I just want to take a bigger picture look at everything that needs to be done and why. So my goal for every photographer that I coach is to make sure that they are marketing to the highest end client possible. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to book high-end clients. It just means that in marketing, that the marketing that you do needs to register with higher-end clients, because that's going to filter down to the people you are actually booking with. So it's okay if you don't quite know how to do this. You can get help. I want to make sure that you are getting referrals, and the more high-end you can make your photography look and feel, the more you're going to make people excited, because if you look high-end, they are going to feel like they're getting a deal, and they're going to feel like you are the most amazing photographer possible. And that's really exciting, because that's how you get referrals and how you get those people coming back. It's really exciting. All you have to do is wow them. Okay, so as you're starting out, you are probably wanting to dive into this full time. There are a couple things you need to know and to have into place, and that's going to be your Facebook page, probably an Instagram page, and a website. Now, the website isn't necessarily something you have to have right away, but if you want to go full time, I'd say, yeah, it's kind of a big deal. On top of that, if you're trying to market to the higher end client, that website is going to be huge for them, and it needs to be mobile friendly, because they're going to book from their phone. They are busy and they want professional, amazing, beautiful photographers and photographs. Those photographers need to be easy to understand, to get to know, and easy to book with. That's who they're looking to work with. Now, once you have those items in place, you need to make sure that your client communication is really perfect. So by that I mean, you're going to need pricing guides to send out. You're going to need emails that you send out consistently. So that's the same email over and over again, pre-written, so you can tweak it for each client. You want to make sure that all your client communication is simple and easy. You also need a planning guide so that they know how to plan for their session and get the most out of it. And then you probably need some sort of thank you package afterward. Now, you might be thinking, again, I'm not marketing to the high-end person, but I want to remind you that this is a really competitive industry these days, and you need to set yourself apart. So even if you aren't marketing to the high-end client, you still need to make sure that your clients know and love you. You need to help them understand who you are and how amazing you are to work with by knocking their socks off every step of the way. Now, The next thing that you need to know is really important. You need to get back to your clients quickly. Even if you are working a full-time job, you need to be checking your emails every single day, because all of you, no matter where you're at in this path, you need to respond to your clients within 24 hours of them emailing you or Facebook messaging you or texting you. You have to respond to them right away, or they are going to find someone else to book with. The number one thing I hear from my clients is, "Oh my gosh, you picked up the phone. That's amazing. Let's book." Or, "Wow, I can't believe you got back to me so fast. I'm so excited to book." I kid you not, showing up quickly and being there and being responsive is the easiest way to get somebody to book with you. On top of that, I want to talk about the website. Your website needs to make sure that it's not only beautifully designed and intuitive to use, but that it's actually helping them book with you. So you want to make sure that it explains clearly what you do visually first, because that's what they're there to look at. You want to have one niche market that you are talking to. And so for this, if you're photographing multiple things, you may want to consider multiple subdomains to send people to be able to say like, "Hey, I'm the best at this one thing." Or just picking one target market and then showing the rest of your work on your blog. You'll still be able to book all of that work with people, but you want them to know you for one specific thing, okay? You want to make sure that you are standing out from the crowd as an expert in what you do. Okay. Now I do this with 3 different things. I do weddings, brandings, and families. I've worked for 16 years in this industry. I've really made sure that those pieces of my business are top notch, and I'm really good at what I do. And because of that, I actually have 3 subdomains. So if you go to my main website, it takes you to those 3 subdomains, or in my marketing, it takes you directly to the one that they need. So let's say a branding client, I don't want to muddy the waters on my website by talking about families and weddings. I want them to have the exact information that they need to feel confident in booking with me. So even though on my blog I show a lot of different work, when they're actually getting information from me, I have a very niche website created just for them. So I want to remind you guys too that like I've been doing this for 16 years. You probably haven't, but you guys are still good at what you do. And I don't want you to get like feel bad about not being good enough, because you are. If you weren't really good at what you're doing, you wouldn't be getting bookings and feeling like you need to do this full time. So just take a minute to celebrate where you are at. Okay, so I also want you to consider what your true passion is. This is talking about the niche marketing. You know, what do you really want to focus your photography on? If you're having trouble narrowing this down or figuring out how to communicate not only what your niche is, but why people should buy from you and like who you are and what separates you, please reach out to me and my team, because this is something that we help with and I'd love to chat with you, okay? The niche is important because it's what people are going to know you for. It's what you're going to tell them you are best at, and that's what they're going to book you for all the time. So again, that doesn't mean you're not going to book out other things. It just means you're going to present yourself as the best and as an expert at this one thing, and you get to fill in that blank. Okay, so on your website, you want to make sure that those photos are really clear, that you say who you are and something exciting about why you were doing this so that they connect with you. You really need to make sure that they see a good amount of your work. So a portfolio is normally about 10 to 20 top-notch images, and then you can show galleries with more images so that they get an idea of what they're going to get when they book with you. But that main gallery on your website, that first main portfolio, should only be about 10 to 20 images max. You also want to give them something for free, some sort of opt-in, so that you can get their email address if they're not ready to submit the submission form. And then you're going to need that contact form. Okay, so these are just like the minimums of what you need. There are a few other elements that should be infused into your website to actually make people excited to land on your page and to book with you. And you also need a really clean, beautiful design to your website to make it really easy for them to navigate and to understand and see what you offer. Okay, so my goal is to make sure that you are booking and that you have support in this, because I actually want you to succeed. So you can get support from me and my team in our Facebook group, The Profitable Photographer. So please feel free to check that out and join. We'd love to have you guys. But I really love helping photographers figure this stuff out, because I know it's not easy. I've spent so much time developing the systems and figuring it out for my own business by learning from other professionals in different industries, and that I want to make sure you guys have this information too. Because I'm so passionate about making sure you guys succeed, we actually added on website design services for photographers specifically. So if you guys are struggling to understand the design elements and what needs to happen to make sure that leads come to your website and actually click or opt in, I can help you figure that out. We do really beautiful website design for photographers where we do all the SEO, and then I actually take on your voice and do all your copywriting to make sure that you're getting the right messaging out there to help your clients connect with you. Okay, so now that you've got your Facebook page going, you're posting 15 images from every session on your Facebook page, you're posting images on Instagram, you've got a beautifully made website, you have client communication figured out, and you are ready to book a lot of clients, respond to them quickly, communicate well, photograph them beautifully, and provide an amazing experience, that's when you're ready to start marketing so that you can go full time. Now, I'm always hesitant to have people dive into spending money on marketing before they have these pieces to the puzzle in place, because I want you to wow your clients and not get overwhelmed with inquiries or the work itself. And that's why these pieces really should come first. So how do you do it? How do you actually get bookings? Each person has a unique personality, and because of that, we are each going to be marketing our businesses differently. So I know there's a lot of other photographers out there that say, hey, I did this to get a bunch of business and I want you to do the same thing. It'll work for you. I want to caution you that it might not work for you. I built my entire business on Facebook advertising, and for those of you whose personality is similar to mine or matches up with Facebook advertising, yeah, Facebook advertising is probably going to work for you. But for those of you who match with TikTok, Facebook might work for you, but it also might not. And so I just want to caution you. You really need to understand your marketing personality before you dive into marketing. If you want a free quiz on marketing and your marketing personality, just reach out to my team and I will make sure to get that to you. So let's talk about a few different ways that you can really get out there and be seen quickly, easily, without spending a lot of money. Okay, if you want to take things a step further, yeah, you can definitely spend money. I know that like it's cheesy to say spend money to make money, but like I will spend $1 constantly if I can make $2. I'm super happy doing that. But let's talk about those free ways that you can do marketing. So the first thing is going to be SEO and blogging. You want to make sure that your SEO is top-notch throughout your website and on your blog. So this includes adding SEO to every single image on your website, as well as all of your keywords in your text. It's really critical that you do this right, because if you do it in a sneaky way and you get caught, then Google will stop showing your website. They might even take it offline. So there is a way to do this well and constantly. And if you're interested in knowing more, I do have an SEO course that you can look at. It teaches really simple and easy ways to do SEO. I'm not a tech person, and I expect you are not either, but that course makes it really clear on how to maximize your SEO. But pretty much if you've got your SEO in the right places, you will do okay. The main things come down to making sure that you have the right tags and the right labels on your photos, especially for your blog, and that you're blogging consistently. You also have to use keywords throughout your blog, throughout your website, and then make sure that your page has the correct SEO on it as well, like all of your website pages. So the next thing you're going to want to do is use Instagram and Pinterest consistently. Pinterest is really great because you can pin like 3 times a day from your blogs or the graphics you've made to send people to your blog post. If you're having trouble coming up with blog posts, just blog every session, tell a story, blog a lot of photos from the session, and that will help your clients really understand what you offer and will help them be able to see your work better. So you can do that. You can also come up with how-to blog posts with giving ideas and tips that will help make a better session happen. You can talk about fun stuff about your life so they get to know you. You do want to make sure that you give them opportunities to contact you or opt in the blog post. Otherwise, why did you go through all the effort of getting them there if they're not going to give you their email address and connect with you further? So joining local Facebook groups is the next thing. This is really great to get your name out there. It is a bit of a hustle, and you constantly have to check in to see if people are asking for a photographer. Some groups allow you to do ads like once a week or paid advertisements. I love those. They're really easy, and it's a lot less time than searching for people looking for a photographer. You can do YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, And LinkedIn, oh my gosh, so much more. Whatever matches up with your personality. The more you can get yourself out there in front of people, the better. Now, that all being said, again, it's best if you can choose about 3 places to focus on so you can not only show up consistently, but you can show up well to those audiences. And once you nail those, then it's time to try something new. So another great resource is having a Google listing. You no longer need an address to host your business, just a service area, which is pretty amazing. So get on there. Remember to ask past clients for reviews. Reviews on your Google listing will go a long way in getting you in front of people who are ready to buy. So then there's paid advertising. So this is going to be Google ads, Facebook ads, trade shows, more, all that kind of stuff. I always like to test ads and constantly check in on them and tweak things. So if you are not willing to spend the time monitoring your ads, then this might not be the right avenue for you at this time. Remember that whenever you do advertising, you need to show up the way that people want you to show up on that platform. So for Facebook, people want fun stories, educational posts, and interesting articles that help them. Once you've shown up in this way multiple times to the same audience, that's when you've earned the right to tell them your real offer and ask them to buy from you. Now, I go over all of this in my foundational course, The Profitable and Happy Photographer Business of Photography. I also have another course of exactly how I use Facebook advertising in my Facebook advertising course. So I built my entire business off of Facebook. So if you want to, if that is your marketing personality to do Facebook, then make sure you check that out. All those courses can be seen at education.kellyannjordan.com. Okay, so the big concepts here are that you need to know your niche, your story, and how to communicate that to your audience in a way that connects with them. You need to have things in place to wow your clients and be able to communicate quickly and effectively with them and have your photography worked out so you can deliver the same style and quality of images over and over again. Then you need to figure out where you are most able to succeed at marketing. And that, again, comes down to matching with your personality. You want to make sure that you're doing things that you're naturally gifted at so that you have more of a chance of succeeding with it. When you are able to drive your traffic to your business and you can easily book and wow your clients, that's when you're ready to book out your season and go full time. Okay, you guys, that was so much information. I hope you're writing that down. Watch this again. Or listen to this again. It's a lot of work to really do this business well. But that work is what will help set you apart from other photographers who really aren't reliable. Now, if you want to go deeper into this process and how to actually succeed at all these types of marketing, then again, check out that Profitable and Happy course. There's 18 different types of marketing strategies to grow your business, and it's seriously jammed packed with everything to help you go from hobby to full-time quickly. We go in how to choose your style, how to set up your business plan, and then all of the marketing. So it's pretty awesome. And again, that's at education.kellyannjordan.com. Lastly, for those of you who have a full-time job and you don't have time to get these little pieces in place, I do have a done-for-you package that not only includes all my courses, but we also create a custom website with full copywriting, SEO, we create blog posts, Instagram posts, Facebook ads, Google listing, your business and marketing plan, all your client communication, and so much more. We basically do all of the work that typically takes photographers years to do, and we do it in just 2 months. 2 months versus years, you guys. This is crazy. So we do that so you can really focus on growing your business and leaving your current job. It's an investment, but it took me years to really get these items in place, and it was just too long. If you don't have all this stuff in place, you probably are going to struggle getting booked out. So now that you know what those are, if you want help with them, then you can contact my team. My email address is kelly@kellyanjordan.com. So I just want to say I am truly passionate about helping you grow a profitable business around your lifestyle. And I hope you're going to dive into this process more on your own or with me by your side. But I am here to help. You can always reach out to me in any way that you want. Follow my Instagram page. It's Kellyanne Jordan Photography. And then also pop into our Facebook group, Profitable Photographer, to ask questions and dive more deeply into these subjects. So now, if anyone has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and take those. Let's see here.
Hey, Kelly.
Hi.
Thank you so much for all the really valuable information. I know it was a lot, but it is so exciting, and I love your energy and enthusiasm and just your insight into everything. So I know you mentioned a lot of work that needs to be done. This was a really long list.
Yes.
How long did it take you to be able to get everything in place and just to really market your business?
Yeah, how long did it take me to get everything in place? I'm going to say like 3 years. I mean, for one thing, I didn't have this list. I didn't know exactly what I needed to do. And so that did make it take longer because I had to figure it out. And then actually creating the pieces of marketing and the emails, it takes a while to test things and figure out what works. That's why I love helping people with this, because I've already tested it. I already know what works, and so I can cut down those 3 or 4 years of trying things for people. And so as far as marketing goes, I actually started by doing free marketing and didn't get super far. I spent a year doing free marketing and then pretty quickly switched into paid marketing because I knew if I could spend $1 and get 2, then I was fine. And so I always try to encourage people that once you're ready for paid marketing, that's what you should be doing, because that's where you know, hey, I can spend this much and get this much back. And then if your season gets slow, like if you're not getting referrals, you can just put money into the system and book out.
So okay, awesome. I love that. Yeah. And then this, like I said earlier, was such a long list, and it's really exciting. But I know for some people, especially those of us working full time or home with the kids and whatnot, it could be a little overwhelming. So if you could choose really only one thing to work on first and kind of make an action plan out of that, what would you say the most important thing is to go full time as a photographer?
The most important thing to go full time, I actually think, is the website. Even though you don't need to have it, I think that if you do have a really clean, clear website that identifies what you do, talks to one niche market, and then really connects emotionally with people, I think that that's a really key piece of marketing, because then no matter how you're driving people to that website, they can connect and be excited to work with you and book with you.
Great. I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, are there any other questions? All right, I don't see other questions coming in. So you can always reach out to my team and again join that Facebook group to ask more questions. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. Keep following me for more. We're going to keep pouring into this. This was a big overview. I'm going to start trying to break down little pieces and go into more depth. So I can't wait to talk to you guys again. Bye.